Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. Today is day one of Mr. Kohberger's sentence for the 4 counts of unalivings and count of burglary with the intention to commit a felony concerning catastrophic events that happened at 1122 King Road. Unfortunately, due to what was almost literally on the courthouse steps, the defense and the prosecution entering into a plea agreement, the public will not be able to watch a trial where evidence, which has been withheld from the public, would then be brought into a court of law, presented to the jury with witnesses on the stand, subject to cross-examination. None of these things will happen in Mr. Kohberger's case unless there's some reversal down the line. But what we do have today are the beginnings of the release of documents that have been withheld from the public regarding the 1122 King Road tragedy. Yesterday, after the sentencing proceeding, the Moscow Police Dept released hundreds of documents from their investigatory file. They are available for you to read. If you go to any search engine of your choice, type in City of Moscow, Idaho. It will bring you to a website where there is a special dedicated section where these documents are available for you to read for free. And I do encourage you to do so. I have begun my reading of these documents. It will take me a very long time because when I started this podcast almost 800 episodes ago with the commitment to look at every document on the court docket in Idaho versus Kohberger, to come to the truth, hopefully, of what happened to Madison, to Kaylee, to Xana, and Ethan on that tragic day of November 13th, 2022. That was a mission that was extremely difficult because of what I have referred to as the Mount Everest of documents in the court files that have been under seal and that still remain under seal as of today. One of the documents released by the City of Moscow is Detective Payne's interview of a key eyewitness, the DoorDash driver, who we have now learned was at 1122 King Road for approximately 15 minutes just before the start of the official timeline of the crimes, as asserted by the prosecution and also the Moscow Police Department. She got out of her car. She walked around the property. She, at no time, according to this interview, ever saw the car that's called Suspect Vehicle 1 or a white Elantra of any kind. She said when she was walking around the residence trying to find it to make her final delivery of the night, that a car drove right by her. It was a tan sedan, as she testified in this interview with Detective Payne, that occurred November 23rd, 2022, 10 days after the crimes. She said the man driving it, who had his dome light on inside the car, had red hair or blonde hair and wore a white collared shirt. She also stated that she looked up at the 3rd-story window of this house that was completely illuminated. All the lights were on, according to her, and saw what, in my opinion, is very suspicious activity. She saw a woman who she could not identify as being one of the victims looking out from the 3rd-story bathroom window on the floor where Kaylee and Madison were found. She had dark hair and she would duck down as if to conceal her identity every time the DoorDash driver looked up, in my opinion. I encourage you to read that interview and come to your own conclusions. There is a link to a presentation we have just released describing and presenting that interview to you on our YouTube channel. I believe that there is a lot more to be learned about what happened at 1122 King Road from these documents, not from what we've been told, but from what the evidence shows, and hopefully from the forthcoming unsealed records from the court case styled as Idaho versus Kohberger. I hope that you will continue to stay tuned. This is Kathy. Thank you for joining us today.